Right, how's everyone doing? So, Strengths Chat, I think it's episode 19. I am with James and Sean from Supreme Training and the world. I'm hearing world famous 150.
World famous, subscribe now, soon to be.
So, for those who don't know who you are, I know I've come up and had a session here, soon to be more sessions, I hope. Give a little bit of an introduction. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I suppose I'm nobody really in the powerlifting world. I'm just Sean from Middlesbrough, starting off Supreme Training just as a personal training business. But at the same time I was doing strongman training with my friend Dean. Through Dean we met a guy called David O'Brien, and then that's how we ended up getting into powerlifting and kind of shaped the business and the gym we're in now.
Nice.
Get it. Right, so I'm a third year chemistry student from Sheffield.
Sure.
It's shit really, you don't want to do
it.
I'm up here on a placement and I stumbled across this gym when I just did a Google search, and what initially got me into powerlifting before finding this gym was I broke my ankle like nearly 2 years ago, and when I was not using my left leg for like 2 months it just got so small, and I almost, after that long of not doing legs, I almost wish I could start training legs again, even though I hated it at the time. And then I've like built up my squat and my deadlift slowly and started like doing it properly. I actually like really enjoyed it. And then I soon realised my legs were getting bigger, and my strength was improving, and I was realising that my squat was going up so quick. I just enjoyed that progression. And then I just like slowly, I wasn't a powerlifter to say, but I got into doing like the powerlifting movements, and then that's when I found this gym last year in the summer, and then just since then took off really.
So, did you both do any other type of training before you got into powerlifting? Because it's one of those things that I know I found from playing rugby and then stopping playing rugby. Right, what do I do? And then you sort of gravitate towards powerlifting because, if I can't run into people, I'll just pick heavy stuff up. Did you do what training did you do beforehand?
So I played football for when I was a kid up until like 21. And then in between that time I was going into the gym, lifting weights, done a lot of running. So I actually done an Instagram story yesterday. A lot of my training has been based around like kind of aerobic endurance.
Right.
So the complete opposite end of the spectrum. And then like said, me and Dean we went to a strongman show, went to Europe's Strongest Man, and we were just like, man, this is cool, lads. And then just started there, and then slowly but surely just got rid of all the cardio and now just
when I was a kid I used to play football all the time as well, up until probably like 13, and then I got into playing table tennis. I got pretty competitive at that. Ended up playing for South Yorkshire for quite a while.
Nice.
So that was something I really enjoyed, but nothing to do with weights or anything. And then it's probably when I was about 18 that I first started going to the gym, just because I started watching those like six-pack shortcuts, Mike Chan videos, who's just like gone rogue on the internet. I've not seen him around in a while. And then I was doing all this stuff like not training a muscle more than once a week and doing like 3 sets not to overtrain. I don't know why I ever thought that. Some guy in the gym was like, you don't want to overtrain, and I was like, I'm definitely overtraining. So it just started from there, and then typical bro split. Then after a few years, sort of just developed into powerlifting when I took it a bit more
seriously. You got a powerlifting bug. That's what I say to most people. So in terms of your goals beforehand, like if you've done, obviously your goals were for running, putting muscle on, or bro splits, or whatever you were doing. How have your goals and motivation changed going into powerlifting? Because for me, I like it because with rugby, you got told, right, you're training Tuesdays and Thursdays, your games are on Saturdays, this is what you got to do. With powerlifting, I like the fact that, right, I wanted an X amount of weight on the bar, right, okay, what's the next progression from there? How have your goals and motivation changed getting into powerlifting?
For me, I don't think my motivation's changed at all. Like everything I've done, I've always threw myself in 100%. So I've just always wanted to do something to challenge myself. So whether it was running, I didn't just run. I'd run marathons. I'd do like adventure races, and then I'd like a stint of doing mixed martial arts. I had one fight, won
100% record.
Retired.
1-0.
So I think like my motivation has always been just go in and if you're going to do something, jump in with both feet and push yourself as hard as you can. My mindset changed quite a lot because obviously with everything else, especially in endurance stuff, it would just be do as much as you can, and that way you're going to get better. And I quickly found with powerlifting that's not the case, and you can't do as much as you can all the time. When you're deadlifting and you're maxing out 6 times in a week.
Yeah.
You soon get brick walls.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same. I'm very goal orientated in the fact that I'll put a number out there or a target, and I'll like do everything I possibly can to win that number. So I see it as quite a good thing because it means you're always pushing yourself and training really hard. But sometimes it's also like detriment because if you don't get it, it's quite demoralising.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like shooting for the stars and hitting the moon. Like you're still gonna hit the moon rather than if you just didn't aim for anything at all. So I think that's certainly a way of looking at it for me.
That quote's been copyrighted right there, so no one else can use it now.
And the other thing that I found when I was doing like table tennis training and stuff, I could only really train like when other people could train with me. I wasn't like Forrest Gump where I hit against a wall.
Yeah.
There was no other like training partner, so I could sort of train like twice a week and that was it. But when the gym, it's like it's open pretty much every day, and I could just get in as much as I want and improve myself as much as I wanted to, and that's why I liked it really.
Nice.
Just train as hard as you want.
Good.
Just like Forrest Gump in other words.
Yeah, life is like Forrest Gump.
So you touched on it a little bit briefly about not being able to max out sort of every day if you like. But in terms of training, how was your?
Give it a good go.
Yeah, at least 5 a week.
Yeah, just leave it as RPA. No, max out. How was your training changed? Have you got rid of everything else that you did previously, or do you still do a little bit of strongman at heart? Do you still do a little bit of the bro training at heart, or is it right? Because I know with some people, especially for the beginners that come to my powerlifting club, they think, oh, you do powerlifting, they're the only lifts that you do. That's it. How was your training changed?
I think it's gone from one extreme to another where I kind of just done nothing and you read everything, but you have to be specific. You have to just squat, bench, and deadlift. And to some extent, it's kind of right. Like if you want to get better at it, that's what you're going to do. But then at the same time, we've had this discussion quite a lot where it's not like if I go out for a game of football or if I do some arms or if I want to do some planks, it's not going to ruin my powerlifting.
Yeah.
So I think we're still trying to find that balance of what's too much powerlifting and as well for enjoyment.
Yeah.
So it's where I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but it's different. I don't see myself as a lifter as like the Y&E guys. You've got like Josh Greenfield, you've got Sam Hinks, Jonathan Watson.
Yeah.
These guys who are competing at the top and they're going to win.
Yeah.
Like I'm realistic in my goals that I'm doing this for me. I'm not going to compete with them guys, especially not yet.
Yeah.
So what does it matter if I want to throw something else in? If as long as I know it's not going to. Yeah.
It's that argument of, do you do a program that's going to get you to where you want to be but you don't enjoy it, or you sort of have a little bit lower but you enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah. And I think with this sport is you've got to be in it for the long run. That's one thing I found like really early on is it's amazing how many people you see in competitions and then you never see again.
Yeah.
Like the goals are so short term, but this sport you can't be. If you want to be in it for the long term, you're going to have to throw some sort of variation. So we were talking about, we're at this stage now where we're both 4 or 5 weeks out from a competition, and all we want to do is some safety bar squats. Or we want to do some.
I want to do
I want to do some sumo deadlifts, even though I'm crap at them. But I just. At this stage of my training, I feel like it would be detrimental, so I am kind of like smart enough to avoid that sort of stuff. But as soon as my competition's over, then I'll kind of go back to that and feed my needs a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the same. I originally always did sort of like a push-pull leg split, and with that I never knew like what day to deadlift on. Yeah. So it's like, do I do deadlifts on my leg day or my pull day? And then I just ended up thinking it's too complicated and then deadlift. I'll just do squats. And then I was like, I'll just do weighted chin-ups because they're the same.
And more bicep curls.
Yeah, more bicep curls. So it started off as more the pro stuff. Like it built me a good foundation, but then like starting on Sean's program, much more full body orientated around squat, bench, deadlift, but still quite a lot of exercise variation. Yeah. And especially like before you start peaking for a competition, like I find doing a lot of overhead work and like rear delts stuff, especially if you're a powerlifter, like is quite useful for shoulder health and things like that.
Do you think adding that variety is what's kept you interested in powerlifting?
Yeah, definitely.
Like just doing the same thing, you would have dropped off a little bit more.
If I could only do the 3 lifts, I would have found it too boring and repetitive. Yeah. I like things like pull-ups. I love as well. Like pull-ups, probably my favourite accessory lift, just because I love the stretch I get in my lats and like the bump, and you feel like a king cobra. But I really enjoy the core, but fringing off as well. I think not only is it good to keep you in the sport, but in terms of like bettering your other lifts through like I don't know what the word would be. It's got a good carryover to other lifts as well.
The best program out there is the one that you're going to follow.
Yeah.
So if you want to throw some curls in, if it's going to be slightly detrimental or something, but you're going to follow the program and do it, then do it.
Okay.
Unless you're going into a world championship.
So if you've not listened to the 150 podcast, you've had some quite good guests, I would say, on there.
Yeah, we've probably exceeded.
Considering like when we started, it was just like a sofa talk with some mates, and then took off with some really famous people in bodybuilding and powerlifting industry like Eric Helms, Roddy Charlie, Mike Teixeira.
Just
Isabella.
dropping some real small names there.
Yeah, some big names for a small podcast. So if you would check that out, that'd be great.
I think that shows what everybody's like in the powerlifting community. Like they're willing to help out.
Yeah.
They know that I was going to get thousands of views and they're going to get a lot of work out of it straight away.
Yeah.
But you know, if they're willing to help you grow, that it might then help them grow. So it kind of shows you what the community is like.
Absolutely. So from speaking to Eric Helms, Lawrence Charlie, is there any for people, because some of the people, especially for the powerlifting club, are beginners and I wanted to get involved with it, and some people are a little bit like, oh, I don't want to do powerlifting because you want to do those through lifts, you put on loads of weight, can eat what you want. What piece of advice have you picked up from the coaches that you've spoken to, or what would you pass on to people listening who are wanting to get involved in powerlifting?
I think the main thing of what I found with all of them is that they love the process. So the end goal for us is a competition and hopefully hitting PBs, and the same for the people at the powerlifting club. The reason they turn up for 12 weeks solid is because they want that. But if that's all you're bothered about and you hate the process, it's going to be a very short term thing. So I think you've got to really enjoy the process and kind of treat it as like a game of chess, like something that might work one time, you might try it again and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Something that didn't work here in the past, you might throw it back in and it works. It's just about finding what works for you at that right time.
Yeah. So from a lifter point of view, obviously you get coached by Sean. Yeah. What bit of advice would you give?
Don't max out.
It's just as fun as it seems. Sort of stick to your RPE that's given, especially if you're a beginner, and don't max out too near a competition if that's what you're going to do. It's like the first competition that I did, I maxed out really close to my competition day. Like it was a bit of lack of communication between me and Sean, but I'll take it. I was supposed to hit the maxes that I had written down at the start of my program, and I thought that it meant just max out.
Right. So when James first started, I can't remember, but say for instance his max was
140. It was
140. Yeah. But he followed the program for like 8 to 10 weeks or something, and he was way stronger than what his max is.
I hit 157.5.
So the aim was to hit your max.
Yeah.
He just assumed, I wasn't there for that.
No.
So like, what, max out? Okay.
I just read it as max out.
And James's character is very, very bubbly. He's very outgoing. As you've probably found out, he's very, very outgoing, very talkative, and for the next week he just wasn't. He come into training and he was just sat completely flat.
Yeah.
And we were like, what's up, James? Oh, I just feel so beat up.
So as a coach myself, what you're really trying to say is always listen to your coach. Your coach is always right.
I'm not worthy.
So a couple of tips there for any beginners that are listening. I'll put up a link to the 150 podcast. It's on iTunes. It's on
iTunes and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
So obviously I'm not back down in Leeds. I've come home a little bit further afield. So anyone that's listening who's back at home, and if you want to get involved in powerlifting, bob down Supreme Training. It's a good little gym. Atmosphere is really good. So all I can say is thanks for taking the time to chat with me. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend, and I'm sure I'll be up training again. Alright,
good.
Cheers. See you later.
Cheers.